Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hey y'all, how you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Hey, I'm a whole vibe. Sis, how you doing tonight? She said, hey, Nart. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Bama. How you doing? Appreciate y'all pulling up. How's it going? How's it going? I just wanted to pop in and share my thoughts and perspective on what we've all seen play out today. Hey, Nitty Gritty, how you doing? Hey, Nark and Chat, how y'all doing tonight? It's been a lot. Yeah, real heavy today, based on what we've all seen play out. Um, you know, my thing is the devil is busy, y'all. Today is Sunday. And I feel like he's his most busiest over the weekend. Especially on Sundays. Like it just seemed like something crazy is always going on over the weekend. It just be seeming like that. Everybody speaking. Um, there's my link, Erica. So I don't know, like everything that played out today, it was a little triggering for me because as you guys know, I've dealt with narcissistic abuse. And to see that play out in real time, crazy, right? And for me, there's no amount of money I take, to publicly humiliate my kids um, by discussing things that are private or, you know, um, just putting family business on display. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everything has to come to the internet. And that's just how I feel. Hey, nitty gritty. I feel like you can't get upset when you know, something comes back to bite you because you put it out there, right? And respect works both ways. We was raised that we have to respect our parents, right? Which is true and we should. However, you have to give it to get it, right? And back in the day we was told to shut up and listen, right? You know, I was raised by my grandmother, so that was her stance on everything. Because that's the era that she came from. That's the era that a lot of our grandparents and stuff came from. And so, growing up as a child, some of us were made to feel like what we felt didn't matter, right? But this is a new day and age, and we're allowed to speak. Um, is that you, Erica, in the back? We're allowed to speak, right? Now we are. But back in the day, the way that our parents and our grandparents were raised, that generation, we weren't really, or they weren't really allowed to speak. So they raised their kids like that, right? But it's getting to where it's a lot of pushback nowadays where we're speaking back up to our parents. Like we're sharing how we feel. How it come out is how it come out. You know what I'm saying? And that's a part of mental health. You can't internalize things. And I think sometimes parents need to realize that. I'm a whole vibe said it was triggering for me as well. I was cussing all day. You was cussing all day. Oh my goodness. I see two of you back here. Nitty gritty. Let me see. Hold on. I don't know which one is you. Can you show me your finger or something so I know which one is you? Because there's two of you back here. Okay. All right. I'm finna add you right now. Okay, there we go. So we have Nitty Gritty on toxic relationships joining us tonight. And like I was saying, you know, some of us get childhood trauma from the way that we was raised. But at the same time, that's still no excuse to discredit when your kids are trying to tell you how you may have made them feel, right? It's okay to take a seat and listen to our adult children, right? Even some of our younger ones, you know, like I have a middle school age child. She's very vocal. They even have feelings. You know, like I just feel like it's wrong to discredit people when they have something to say, whether they're your child or not. You know what I'm saying? We all have feelings. And just to bring certain things to the internet, like if it was me, I wouldn't have done it. When you say you need somebody to talk to God, get your Bible out and pray, because he's the one person that's not going to repeat what you say. He's not going to use that to hurt you. Whatever you pray about, whatever you go to him about, it's going to be between you and him, right? And I just feel like we got to learn how to use more discretion in what we bring to social media, because this shit is harsh out here, right? It's harsh. And people are not going to be forgiving and understanding and give you that empathy. They don't have to. Nobody has to understand what you're saying. Nobody has to agree with you either, right? Nitty Gritty, are you there?
Can y'all hear me? I was having difficulties.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm here. Hello, everybody.
Can you guys hear us good? Can somebody please put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear us good? Can y'all put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear us? Oh, child, today been a day. Thank you, Bama.
Yeah, can y'all hear me? Because I had a delay. It was like I was way behind y'all. Am I current right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Let's see. I'm a whole vibe said exactly why didn't anyone pray before bringing all of this shit to the internet? Exactly. Because, you know, like none of us really, you know, we don't know each other. To be so transparent with y'all don't know me, I don't know y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know each other on a personal level. So to bring such personal information out here like that, I feel like that should have been kept to yourself, especially if you put on a persona that everything is so perfect and amazing and everything is just so well put together. You know what I'm saying? Like you want people to believe this, but then everything imploded today. You know what I'm saying? And God don't like ugly. So you have to be careful on what you put out and what you say. You know what I'm saying? Because it can definitely come back on you. And like I said, it's okay to take a seat and listen to your kids. Um,
Well, um, it is spiritual warfare, definitely. And we know that narcissism, that's straight from the pits of hell. Like before, describing the description of a narcissist is in Second Timothy chapter 3. So it's biblical about these types of people, and it's a strong form of warfare. Um, and that's what happened today. It just boom.
right.
That's what happened, and it is heavy. And some people have to check out. Myself personally, when some things happen sometimes on this app, I have to check out too. However, because I studied this and been through it before, it was easy for me. It was easy to listen because I could see through what's happening, but it was also hard because I could feel the emotion. I could
Mm-hmm.
empathize. So it was both for me. But when you go through things like this, you learn how to have a certain amount of restraint. So you know how to kind of, stay in your lane. Because when dealing with these types of people, it's dangerous. It's very dangerous for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because once they are exposed, this is when you see the narcissistic rage and all this stuff. Everything that they were talking about, it is. It is. But
And the
it
supply, having to go online to get that, enablement off of people. You
that's
know what
right.
I'm saying? Like it just it ooh, I don't know.
Well, it's
I,
the truth because when you are narcissistic and they don't like, they run everybody away from them, but they do
mhm,
not like to be alone. They hate being alone because then that's when they have to deal with the horrible person that they are. They don't
right.
have anybody to lash out on. They don't have anybody to create chaos with because any type of supply is good supply. And remember, supply means energy, basically, whatever type of energy they can get from you, something they
Right.
need to fulfill themselves. They have to have something going on. So if it's
Mhm.
not positive energy, they will create negative energy
Yeah.
just so they can feel like something and they can become, feel like they're in control and feel like they have some sort of, power.
Mhm.
So that's what we saw going on today.
And what we saw too was karma, because when you sit up and you just dog somebody and drag and call yourself critiquing and all this other bull crap on somebody else, what you're putting out, it can come back to you
Oh yeah, it's going to come
in
back.
some shape or form.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And as publicly as you call yourself dog walking and dragging and whatever like that, you can get done that way, the same way you did the other person. And I think that it appears that that's what we witnessed today. You know what I'm saying? So there's power in the tongue. You know what I'm saying? What we put out on other people, you're actually bringing it back on yourself. So we have to be careful with what we say and how we talk about people, whether it's good or bad. You know, and some people they don't understand that, and that's on them. I'm not here to try to, judge or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying in general, you know, if you don't want something to come back and bite you, then you should be careful on what you saying on other people, you know. And we seen it play out today. It triggered me really bad because I've dealt with narc abuse, And I just wanted to come out here and speak on it as much as I can without taking steps backwards in my healing,
That's right.
because some things that you listen to and read or whatever the case may be can really make you backslide in your healing, you know. Um, but for me, I always knew this person was narcissistic. It was just apparent in the
Definitely.
way that they moved. What you say, Nettie?
I said definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, clearly. But see, the thing
Um,
about it is, you have to have patience. You have to let the mask fall off and let the masses see, because these people can be so manipulative and so believable that
mhm.
that's why people still believe that this is not true. And no matter how much some can see, others won't, because that's how believable and how real these people seem to them. So some people are gonna think, no, it was a lie, it's not real. Um, when that's who this person actually is. And the only people who can really get an inkling or understanding that this is possibly true is if they've been through it themselves. That's when you can see the hallmark signs of what a person is, if
Right.
you've been through it yourself. So some people in that chat over there or over there on that side or whatever you want to call it, some people they saw it today. If they never knew it before, they saw it today. And some are not gonna believe it because it's been uh so much of a, I don't know, brainwashing, for a lack of a better word, or
Mhm.
manipulation, or whatever you want to call it. So it's
Mhm.
like a blanket over everybody. They still are covered with the illusion. So some
Right.
won't leave, and some of us sitting here like, really, these people can't see this. They won't see it because these people know how to manipulate and control people. They specialize in it. They sit down and calculate their moves.
Mhm.
I think I said it once before, like a chess board or some type of game. They look to see which 3 or 4 or 5 moves. They're already 3 or 4 or 5 moves ahead of you, just like chess. So while you back here on this move, they already know what's going to happen 4 or 5 moves down the line because they have calculated and made a whole plan. So who knows if this thing wasn't purposely done for the supply?
Mhm.
And then when you get to a certain point, being a victim of the abuse, you just say, forget it, I'm done, I'm tired. And then that's when you decide to fight back. And
Mhm.
when you fight back, that's when the beast is unleashed and you see the narcissistic race. And people don't understand it. Okay, you say mother, children. Narcissist is a narcissist. They
Mhm.
don't care about anybody except
Self.
themselves.
Exactly.
Nobody, I don't care. A child, no, they don't care who you are. They are the most important. They are God. They have a God complex. They
Mhm.
don't care who you are. A mother, a child, a sister, a aunt. They could care less. They want their way. They will throw you away if they cannot control you.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter who you are. So some people can't get past. Okay, well this is their child or their sister or their brother. Who? It doesn't matter to them if they cannot get that supply or control of you. That's it. They will throw you away like you never existed. And yes, they can cut you off like you mean nothing, because you literally mean nothing if you are not allowing them to control you and if you do not give them that supply. They
Exactly.
will discard anyone.
Mhm.
Yes.
Huh. You speaking facts. Huh.
Anyone at any time. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Yes, it's very unbelievable, vibe. It is hard to believe what you hear, but that's how these people think. They don't care. They flip. Nobody can turn love off and on except a narcissist
Mhm.
because they don't care. They never did care.
And talking about accountability, you're not going to get that from no narc. So you might as well hang that up.
No apology, no nothing. They don't believe they did anything wrong. They can't do wrong. Everything they do is correct. Nothing is wrong.
Mhm.
So what we heard the young lady say, I, even though it's hard to believe it for some people, if you've been through it, we know it can be fact. It can be 1,000% fact. And I heard a few people say, well, hey, how can a few days ago you say you're so proud and you're praising your children, but now today they're dirt. Guess what? You use whatever you need to use for whatever situation,
That's right.
whatever the situation is.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll praise them when you got all control and to make yourself look good
Oh
to
yeah.
people. You will praise them. Okay, because I'm the parent, I'm behind my child, I'm behind my sister, I'm behind my brother. I have their back as long as you allow them to control you. But as soon as they lose that control, then
Hmm.
that's when they control how other people see you.
Feel you exactly. Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing is control with these people. When they lose control, that's it. When they're found out, which now I believe she understands that her children have figured her out. Now I believe that she feels like, well, the gig is up, so I have no more use for them. They won't give me what I need anymore. And it
Yeah.
sounds cold and it sounds unbelievable, but that's just the reality of these people.
Bama said you will get an apology about what they want to admit to.
Actually, um, you'll get a fake apology. One of those apologies like, I'm sorry if I made you feel like so and so and so, which to me, that's not an apology. Or
Mm-hmm.
if you felt I made you feel this way. That's not a true apology. That's another manipulative statement. And if you truly come up and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to really do that, I'm sorry. Um,
When you say, "Will
you
you
can kind of
forgive
tell
me?"
when it's a real apology versus something just to say to kind of
Yeah.
pacify you.
When a person asks for forgiveness, then that's when I can take you seriously. When you say, "Will you forgive me for X, Y, and Z?"
Yeah, 99% of the time, unless
I'm
you had
talking
a
about like a normal person.
oh, a
Narcissists ain't
normal
gonna come
person.
at you like that.
Girl,
They're
I
they're
had a
going to deflect.
Machiavellian narcissist. I had a
Hmm.
Machiavellian, I had a dark triad one who I heard those words from. Please forgive
Hmm.
me. Girl, in the next second, need I say? The next you went to can you forgive me to you the worst person in the world. You ain't I mean just boom, split second, so it wasn't real.
And
But
it's
yeah,
like
you're right.
with a narc, they're going to say, "Oh, I'm sorry," but then they're going to try to justify it all in the same
Exactly.
breath. You know what I'm
You
saying?
if I'm
It'll
sorry,
be
but if
some type of excuse behind the "I'm
right.
sorry."
Exactly. Right.
Hmm. To try to
You
make
know,
you still feel like it's you that caused the issue.
yeah.
They
Well,
don't take ownership.
if you wouldn't have had so and so did so and so and so, then this
Right.
wouldn't have happened. But I'm sorry though, but yeah, it's always a but in there somewhere.
Hmm.
These people
Hmm.
are diabolical, you know. We talk about it a
Frightening.
lot.
Hmm.
How it's like a devil walking around in flesh, demonic. That's why you were feeling like that today, Vibe. I mean, it was a demonic demon, a spirit throughout this whole sector today. Simple as that.
Yeah. Very heavy to watch all that play out, and it really just pricked my heart to hear that young lady crying like that on her live. Like, it just sounded like she was releasing so much toxicity.
Yes, yes. See, because
That's
people
what I
got to
got.
understand too that
Hmm.
um these people can put fear in you with the threats and all of that stuff. So you kind of stay kind of quiet for a while before you get up enough strength to just let it all go.
Hmm.
these people have planted seeds of doubt, all types of stuff in you for so many years.
Hmm. And
So
I
for her to,
just feel like, when we have adult children, we should allow them to have their own lives. You know, putting pressure on them to feel like they have to defend us, especially with some social media crap and some stuff that you're out here starting with the way you run your channel and your commentary and what you saying and all that, and you need your family or your adult children to come out here and to who bang with you. Like, nah. I have an adult son. There is no way that even if he said, Mom, I'm finna get a channel, I would say, no, you not. This ain't your battle. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but it's just the internet. Like, why would you need to employ the help of your adult children to come out here and make a mockery of themselves as well on some shit that you out here keeping going? Like, I never liked that. I never liked that about her. Because she's a grown woman. She's their mother. If anything, she should be defending them. They shouldn't be feeling like they have to defend her.
I agree.
I don't, that's just me. That's me. Everybody do what they want to do. But, for me, I would never have my grown son to get out here and windmill for me on some social media crap. I feel like sometimes people take this stuff too seriously. And if your commentary was not tearing people down, then you wouldn't need help from your family or your children. And if you so tough and rough, you should be able to get out here and stand on all 10 by yourself.
Well, we know that most narcs are, well, all narcs, they're cowards, straight up. So they don't do anything by themselves. They don't have they're not their cowards. As simple as that.
Hey,
Just
Movado.
cowards.
Right.
Hello, Movado. Sorry I didn't see you there. Yes. So, um, well, if you want to go into the technical term for what happened, her children had turned into her. Now, this is not a racist term, everybody, but there is a term called flying monkey.
Mm-hmm.
That came from the movie The Wizard of Oz, because every time the Wicked Witch would send her monkeys out, they would just do her dirty bidding. Everything she needed them to do, they would do it with no problem. So they had become her flying monkey. So they would just do things, probably maybe not even told to do it at times. They just did it because they were loyal like that.
Right.
So, I mean,
And there's nothing really wrong with being loyal to your parent. I'm not saying that, but I feel like it becomes dysfunctional when it gets too deep. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
To where they start getting kind of hurt by it, by something you created. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a mother, I would not want to get out here and see people calling my son, certain things and stuff like that. I would want all that energy directed to me.
To me, right.
Let me take them darts.
Right.
And like one of the daughters stated that she's took a lot of flack, for her part that she played in defending the mom. I guess she went through a lot of personal attacks or whatever the case may be. She was saying what she went through in an effort to protect her mom. And, that's terrible because it's not her situation. You know what I'm saying? It's the mom's situation. She decided to have a platform and to run it the way she was running it or the way she runs it. She put her eyes on one particular person and said, I'm finna tear this person down. I'm finna drag everything associated with them but I'm going to dress it up and put a bow on it and call it critiquing.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, I'm going to get a profit off of it. Money is the root of all evil.
That's right.
Honey, money will make people do the most cruelest,
Mm-hmm.
most nastiest things to each other.
That's right.
So whatever she's going through right now, she gonna have to take them licks. She gonna have to take them licks. You make the bed, you gonna lie in it. Let me see what Vibe said. I believe she sold her soul for fame. She was coveting another woman's position, trying to compete. Exactly. And the truth came out. There is no competition. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, and I'm not saying the person that she was tearing down, you know, leads a perfect life, because none of us do. That's a mother just like I am. We all make mistakes in our parenting. But I feel like that lady saw something in the lady that she was tearing down. She sees something in her that makes her self-reflect.
That's right. She saw her whole self in her.
She see her whole self in her.
She saw it. She saw it. And we didn't know it. It so slowly came out, but it was like, okay, I'm the same way she is, but how is she successful and I'm not? It was jealousy.
Yeah.
It was, I should be where she is. Why am I not there?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's a whole person that's just not like you at all. Period.
Mm-hmm. Because I always said, why do she despise this lady so bad? Like, what is that? And all the while, oh, I have an amazing life. You know, everything's just perfect patty-ish. And, you know, but at the same time, she said, oh, don't believe nothing you hear about me unless it come from one of my kids. Okay. Well, it came from both of your kids today.
That's right. And she said that because she knew she had control and that they were silent about a lot of stuff. So she never thought they would come out like this. A narcissist never thinks you'll come out. They never think you will ever come out and expose them. They never think, they think they are so crafty that they will constantly, forever have you under control.
And I guess, especially being that those are her children, she really believed that the control thing was going to stay in effect. Vibe said the love of money is the root of all evil. Everyone needs money to live, but she and many others do anything to get it. Yeah, and that's where the issue is at. You'll do anything for $1. You'll sell your kids out. You'll get on the internet and divulge things that shouldn't be divulged. You'll hurt your kids just to make a profit by telling your personal business.
That's right, exactly. But that goes back to what we talk about, how this internet is a perfect spot for those types of people. Perfect. I mean, because you can hide your whole life behind the screen.
And then you have people in your audience that are just like you.
That's right. Exactly.
So they can relate. You know what I'm saying? So those are the enablers.
That's right. Exactly.
Because they probably, you know, going through the same thing to some level, or have went through the same thing. So they're in agreement. Bama said, now everything hurts on her. Well, sorry, sis. You got to call 911 because no one is coming. Yeah, well, she called 911 on her kids a lot because she couldn't get them to do what she wanted them to do.
That's right. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense when you know it's coming from somebody narcissistic. You know, because let me give an example from when I was in the situation I was in, and the guy's mother was upset that she had lost control, and he was on papers probation. This lady called his probation officer and got him in trouble just to get him locked back up because she couldn't have control over him anymore. He wouldn't allow it.
Mm,
So they
mm,
don't care. They don't care if you go to jail. They don't care what happens to you if they cannot control you. They will try to destroy you. They will try to destroy you because they don't care.
yeah. Mm, mm, mm.
And that's true. But you know what that thing is? How everything is hurting and she's crying out because she so called needs ambulance or 911 or a doctor or whatever. That's the hoovering, right? Narc.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
the hoovering. You do things or say things to try to get the person to come back to
To
you.
come back. Yeah.
So
Attention
that's
and
all it
all that.
is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hurting. Oh, let me go see they're hurting. Let me go see what's going on. But they have to maintain that no contact.
That's the only way to deal with a narc is no contact. Because anything else, you gonna be chasing your tail.
Yeah,
You ain't
because
gonna get nowhere with them.
that's right.
Mm-mm.
Because what happened was they had set a boundary with her and they left, essentially breaking up the relationship that, they controlled it. Uh they took back their control. And
Mm.
so now she has to figure out, oh God, I got to get them back. I need my supply. I didn't have a backup supply, so I needed that. I got to figure out what to do to get them back. So, okay, I'm hurting. I'm having a heart attack. I fell down. Um, I can't live without you. I mean, some of them will say they'll unalive themselves just to get you to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
that's
you
the
know what the
hoovering.
flip side of this is too? Is this is a person that has a health issue that she have shared out here on social media what's going on with her, right? So this is a person who needs her family. She needs her kids at the end of the day, you know? And so but at the same time, I have to keep telling myself this is not a normal situation, because a normal situation, you would understand that. You wouldn't
That's
be
right.
pushing people away. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you would know how to conduct yourself in a more civil manner, because you're sick. But I have been around people who have had terminal illnesses and things of that nature. And what I have found out is that they're ornery and evil when they're
Oh
sick.
yeah. Yes, ma'am. I can attest to that. I can.
Hmm.
And the only reason why I can attest to it is because I have chronic pain. And when I'm in pain, I am very irritable. I mean, I will snap at you so fast because I'm hurting. So yes, you can turn into this ornery and evil, mean person. Yes, you can. And dealing with the spondylolisthesis and the spinal fusions and all that stuff. Oh
Yeah.
yes. So that's true. It
And
is true.
sometimes you may not even realize it, or you may not even mean for it to be like that.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
But because I am who I am, I can self-reflect and I'll think and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just spazzed out at this person.
And you can
And I'll go
correct
back and
yourself.
apologize
Right,
and
right,
try to get myself back in order. I'm not
right.
trying to be like that to you, but I'm hurting right now. I'm so sorry. But these people are just evil. They don't care.
Hmm.
And the pain or the illness, they'll just make them worse.
Yeah.
But even still in somebody's illness, if I always tell people, I don't care if it's your family. You're not supposed to allow your family to abuse you. Just because it's family, you shouldn't allow them to abuse you. You have a reason to separate yourself and not feel guilty.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to take anything off anybody. It doesn't matter who they are. you know, um, respect works both ways. So,
That's right.
you know, um, I just feel like too, like when we have children, um, These babies don't come with no instruction manual when they come up out of us, right?
That's right.
So we're going to make mistakes and do things wrong, and no parent is perfect. We're not perfect in our parenting, but it takes an adult mindset to be able to accept that and listen to that when your kids is trying to tell you, hey, this is what happened, and this is why I act like this. This is what I saw. This is what hurt me. This is what made me feel like this. That's hard for us to sit and hear as parents, because I can attest to, there's been instances where my son has been like, Mom, like, I didn't like the way you just said that. And I'll be like, really? I said it like that? And then instantly I'm like, oh no, I didn't mean it like that. Accountability. But you can only do that if you truly are a genuine person and you're not trying to hurt people. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to correct yourself and be able to sit in things. You have to be able to take yourself out of the bubble and see things from another person's perspective. And sometimes people can't do that, especially the narc. They can't do that. Like, you ain't gonna get that from them. So you might as well give it up. And you're just going to be going back and forth, up and down, round and round, stressing yourself out. Those people are a lost cause, in my opinion. They can go and get therapy and all that like that, but there's no cure for it. And I've even saw videos of narcissists getting therapy, sitting there arguing with the therapist, trying to tell the therapist how to do their job.
And
Like,
be convincing at it.
Get anywhere with them. In my previous relationship, me and him went and tried to get couples therapy. It only lasted 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Not on the behalf of me, but on the behalf of him wanting to second guess the therapist, like she didn't have PhD behind her name with all her degrees and everything, like he had those credentials. You can't tell them nothing. You up against a brick wall.
That's right.
I just, I for both parties, I hate to see that for both parties, how that played out today. I hate that happened, especially for the girls, because they're dealing with something that's demonic, very demonic. So,
and they're dealing with something that, unless you have been through it, people will not understand. I mean, I
right.
think I saw a few people saying respect your parents or whatever. Yes, you should respect your parents. And this, I'm going to sound a little contradictory, but you have to give respect to earn respect. The Bible does say to respect your parents, but it also asks the parents to not provoke your
That's
children to
right.
anger. So I'm not giving a person a license to disrespect, but what I am is giving you advice to protect your peace. So if you have to separate yourself, separate yourself. It's nothing wrong with if you want to tell what's going on, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just a hard situation.
And then we know the Bible also says, when your parents abandon you, I will take you up. So you're never going to be alone at the end of the day. God knows that none of us are perfect, and we gonna make mistakes all the time. Hey Avis, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. She said, "You are correct. My daughters expressed how they felt for things I did wrong. I listened and apologized in a very adult manner." Right.
That's right. Yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
It
Because
happens.
they have feelings, you know. We
And
can't
some,
always look at them as, "Oh, well, you're the child." Nah, this is a grown person at this point. You know what I'm saying? And a grown person with feelings, right?
that's
So
right.
as parents, we have to be aware of that and be respectful. But that's normal parents. We talking about normal versus narcissists. Hey Gary, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. He said evening to the hostess, mods, chat, and panelists.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
So we're just discussing peace versus profit when it goes wrong. Like I said, I feel like you should always choose peace, and not everything is built for the internet. You know, some things you should use your discretion to not bring on here. I don't care how much you're gonna get from it, because losing the relationship with your kids should not have a price tag on it.
Well, that's with a normal parent, but what I saw was also uh what is it, Narc? Remind me. Smear campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Get out ahead of before you're exposed, let me make these other people look bad. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
I saw, a couple of days worth of coming out and making your children seem like they're the worst people in the world. And so when they come out with what they got to say, you've already said or tried to persuade your people to already have an opinion based on what you said.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get in front of it. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so that's basically what I saw. And so when they came out with their truth, it would make you question what they're saying because you've already given a negative um appearance of your children.
Yeah. Classic narcissism.
That's right.
Classic. Ava said, right, they are grown now and I respect how they feel. Good for you, Avis. You know, that's what us normal parents do. You
That's right.
know, we're capable of doing such. Ava said, we have a great relationship now. That's awesome. That's all it took. Gary said, I'd rather have an abundance of peace than the almighty dollar. The comfort of peace can be more consistent than chasing that paper. Amen. Amen. I'll choose peace over anything or anybody.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? All that getting upset and hooping and hollering and going back and forth with people. Mm-mm. Nah, y'all can keep that. Vibe
I'm
said
done with it.
these girls are taking their power back from mommy dearest, right?
Yeah, I mean, we saw her worst nightmare today. The exposure, they don't like that. Mm-mm.
And at the same time, it don't even seem like she was phased.
Of course not, because she already got her moves
Another
together.
narc characteristic. They're cold, very
That's
cold.
right. That's right.
Hmm.
She already played her game. She know where her piece is on that chessboard. They got to catch up to that piece. They don't know where it is. She's already calculated the whole thing out.
Mm-mm.
So go ahead and retreat for a little while and then come back out with something else. It's definitely not over.
Unfortunately, no, it's not.
It's never over with these people.
And then when we talking about profiting, yeah, it's definitely not over.
Yep. And I did hear a few people say it could be a skit or it's just not real or some type of play or whatever. I do believe it may be a play for profit from one side, like we just said a minute ago, but I do believe the daughters are sincere. I don't think it's a play for money or nothing. I just think it was a true, like Nark said earlier, it was too raw to me and to her to
Yeah,
just not be real. That
right.
was real. I remember that feeling. I remember it
Hmm.
when I let it all hang out and say how I felt and what I was going through. Um, I mean, what they need is support at this point. I don't
Right.
care what side we're on or if it is a side. I mean, I heard her today say, "I don't. It's no side. I don't care about a side."
Yeah.
You know, and it shouldn't be a side, but they need, you know, support. As simple as that.
Yeah, because
Understanding.
people don't understand that narc abuse is very detrimental. Like it's really like nothing to play with. Like we talk about DV abuse and all that. Well, narc abuse is likened to that. You know, it goes deep. It can really mess up your mental. You know what I'm saying? It's very traumatic. It can leave you traumatized. Hey, Regala, how you doing? Welcome in. She said, good evening, Narc Slayer, mods and chat, listening in and smash the like button. Thank you so much. If y'all could please hit that like button for me, I appreciate it. Avis said, I don't believe it's a skit the way the one daughter was crying. Absolutely. I heard a lot of trauma in her voice. Yeah, that's not no skit. No.
No, that's real.
And not only that, but a lot of things were divulged, like I said a few minutes ago, from the other daughter. You know, a lot of personal things that none of us knew about. A lot of things were confirmed, and a lot of things were said. You know, that I don't think that that young lady would ever have come out here and discussed with social media, you know, unless she was provoked to do it. So, no, I don't believe it's a skit.
I
I
don't
don't
believe it is
know.
either.
I don't know for a certainty, but I don't believe it is. I really don't. Bama speaking to Regala. Regala speaking to everybody. Vibe said exactly anything for money. They don't care who they hurt. No, they don't. They have no conscience. Nothing bothers them. Cold, black hearted. See, Regala speaking. Ava said, I actually never thought I would feel bad for anyone in that family, but today I felt so bad for the younger one. Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
too. I mean, oh my gosh, it was hurtful, very hurtful.
Very
Um,
triggering. Mm-hmm.
extremely. I think the older one, the problem with her, she's built a defense strength. Um, she has to be careful because she's learned how to.
Mm-hmm. I know
She's
where you're
kind of
going.
numb. She's kind of
Mm-hmm.
numb,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and that can be dangerous because you can pick up those traits whether you try, or, whether you mean to or not to.
Right.
So therapy is essential at this
Mm-hmm.
point because she will become. It sounds like she has started to become numb to it, because she's dealt with it so long. So
Mm-hmm.
she's going to sound cold and kind of like not as fresh or sincere with it.
And less emotional.
That's what I'm
Mhm.
trying to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say because she's been dealing with it for a longer period of time.
Hmm.
You know,
She's immune to it.
that's right. That's
Hmm.
right. And that's why she left. Everybody, said that in the beginning, and that's why she left. Is because she was sick of it. She had to get away so she could be herself.
Hmm. And did you hear her say that she was willing to give her mother one of her kidneys, and that the fact that the mom only wants her kidney and she's not interested in the other two adult children's kidneys, just hers. That stuck out to me. That stuck out to me because I'm like, is it because you want her to suffer in some type of way?
God, don't say that because that's the first thing that popped in my head. It's the fact that they want to destroy everybody around them, especially people that they see doing better than them. See, because they look at their children as an extension of them, like they're their property.
Mm,
And the children are not supposed to do better or surpass the parent. And if they do, the parent feels like you are obligated to take care of me and bring me up to your level because
mhm.
I'm your parent. And if you cut yourself off from that parent, they will try to destroy you by any means. They
Right.
don't care.
And
I
you know
mean,
how narcissism works,
right.
Erica. You know how it works with they have the scapegoat child, then they have the golden child, right?
Hmm.
Listening to the oldest one, in my opinion, it seemed like she's the scapegoat.
I think the oldest one is the golden child.
You think so?
Yes. The golden child is the
So you
one
think the
who,
youngest one is the scapegoat?
yes, because she's the one who is, she just doesn't seem to not care about her as much. She praises her when she made
Mm,
her slave, like kind of
mm-hmm,
sorta.
mm, yeah, yeah,
Yes. I think
that's
the
true.
yes. They usually pick the one that reminds
The
them,
weaker one to them.
yeah, the weaker one to become the scapegoat, and the
Mm-hmm,
strongest one they'll make the one that they think resembles them the most, whether it be by looks, whether it be by, athleticism or smarts, or the one who they can mold to be them most. And the younger child seems to be more uncontrollable. So she would never be a golden child because she can't control her.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That older one is but no, I think they're both vocal in their own right. Both daughters.
Yeah, but listen to what the oldest one said for years she was bound and kind of stuck to kind of being a mini mother, meaning that
Yeah.
she was able to control her. But this
Mm.
youngest one, you even hear her sometimes on lives or whatever. I mean, she will get at her mother whenever. It
Yeah,
doesn't
she
matter to
do.
her.
She strikes back. She do. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you, in a sense, she cannot control her.
Mm-hmm.
She can, but she doesn't have like 100% control. I don't think she ever had. And the reason why her fear for her going over to these other people is because she probably fed a whole lot of lies to this young lady.
Mm-hmm.
And her going over there, she's finding out truth. Because as long
Yeah.
as they keep the people isolated, with, disconnected from everyone else, they're able to control because you don't really know what the truth is. You're only hearing their truth.
Right.
So that was why she was so angry that this lady went to go with her other people. Because whatever lies she told, she's going to find out it's a lie. It's not real.
Exposure. Yeah.
Right. So it's a
Avis said,
lot
I
of,
hope they all get therapy. Yeah. But
right.
I think they need therapy individually, for themselves. Regala said, Avis, yes, therapy is most definitely needed. Avis said, that is crazy to me. I would want any of my kids' organs. Yeah, any of them. Why is it just one that you're interested in? One of your kids. That stuck out to me. Like, I'm like,
But
huh?
it could be too. You gotta remember when you get an organ from somebody, it needs to be in pristine condition.
Uh-huh.
So it may be the substances. It could be the drinking and the smoking. Um, I don't know what they participate in it, but it could be, what they're feeding their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically, I'm just saying that. I don't know. I'm just saying it.
Yeah. Bama said, and then the mama said, I raised your daughter while you was in school, but the daughter played mama while you was in the streets. Right. Make that make sense. Exactly, Bama. Like, okay. One hand wash the other one. What's your point? But she don't see it like that, because Avis said golden child is definitely the oldest one in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah. And Vibe says she exposed her daughters to some unsavory things when they were children. Yeah, listening to them, very unsavory, and getting on here acting like, oh no, I've never been involved in a DV. But at the same time, your daughter she just described one on what they went through when they were younger with one of her men she was with. Did you hear that part, Nitty?
Oh yeah, I heard it. I
How
did.
they had to
Hmm.
run because he had a weapon or whatever like that. Um, that's DV, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, you're out here trying to act like you've never went through nothing. Why are you putting on a facade for people? So you feel like you have the right to tear other people down? But see, what go on in the dark come out in the light. And in my opinion, it all came out today.
Yes, it did. Full
David said that
force.
is a good point about what you're putting into your body. Yeah, that is a good point, because maybe that's why she feels that child is more healthier than the other ones. I don't know. We're just talking in general
Yes.
and going off of what was put out today. Let's see. Vibe
Yeah, Vibe
said
said
she wants a trophy for being a parent.
that's the truth. That's what they want.
Ooh.
Vibe. Narcissists want a trophy. They do because it's it's a privilege, or you're supposed to get a prize for being a parent. That's how they feel.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, because she's listing things a mother's supposed to do. Like she get kudos for being a mother. Just because you claim you took care of your kids don't excuse abusiveness. That doesn't give you an excuse to say, oh, well, I did this and I did that. And I went through this and I went through that. Those are the breaks of any parent to go through, narcissist or not.
That's right.
But making money off your kids' pain is sick to me. That's just sick. Movado said the Bible says mothers against daughters, sons against fathers. I can't imagine having favorite kids or playing on my kids' emotions to get what I want. Exactly. I could never imagine that. That's what I said earlier. Like, I wouldn't even allow my adult son to come on here and defend me on some social media shit that I didn't sat up and indulged in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here picking and prodding at somebody, and now I need him to come help me. No, I'm gonna stand 10 toes in it on my own. Ava said my daughter asked me to take her kids for a while because she was having a hard time. I would never hold that against her. Right. And throw it up in her face. I mean, as a grandmother, that's what grandmothers do. We help our kids when they need it. That's not something you throw in their face. You doing what you supposed to do because
That's
those are
right.
your grandkids. Crazy.
Yeah. Hmm.
Movado said 5524, they remember this every year, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. And then Mother's Day is what, next week, next Sunday?
Well, all of that was playing in her head, right?
Right.
Because they worry about what everybody with the appearance, what they look like to people.
Mm-hmm.
So how am I going to look next week when it's Mother's Day and my children are not like honoring me, or it looks like we're in this big fight. So yeah, that was bothering her too.
Mm-mm-mm. Avis said, I told my daughter come home so I could help her more. Never regretted it at all. I'm still helping them and don't care, period. Right. Right, Avis. Good, you're a good grandmother. Movado said she wants some cookies for doing what parents do. Exactly. Like, girl, we supposed to take care of our kids. That's what God gave them to us for us to do, you know?
Take care of them, and then when they become adults, let
Let
them
them go.
go.
Let them go live their life.
I mean, we're the only species on this planet who keeps our children attached to us for so long, 18 years. I mean, with the
Mm,
birds push their youngins out of the nest before, to see if they can fly. They
yeah.
just toss them out. I mean, we're the only species. 18 years. God gives us 18 years to instill some sort of whatever in these children until they become of age, and then we let them go. We let them go out into the world and do what they do and still be there as parents. But we don't try to continue to control after they become adults.
And shit, by that time, you want them to get ghosts.
Most people, yes.
Be
Normal
through with they
people, you
behind.
you especially if you got two or three of them, you ready for them to go so you can have your
Okay.
life.
Be counting them days down. When is
Yes,
you gonna turn 18 so you can get the on?
that's right.
Hotel on. Vibe said the same children she was putting on a pedestal, she's now tearing down. Ain't that a trip?
It's a trip vibe, but she wasn't really putting them on a pedestal because they're on a pedestal. She put them on a pedestal for her ego. These are
Hmm.
my children. I raised them. They're like this because of me. Essentially, she did this.
She wanted all the accolades.
That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ava said, my parents helped me with my kids, and I will always do the same. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Vibe says she needs to look in the mirror. She needs to do a lot of things. That's one of many.
But you
Bama.
know what, Vibe? Even if she did look in the mirror, she still won't see it. They
Mm.
don't see it. I mean, they don't think like normal people. The brain is just not like ours. There is no self-reflection in these people. I don't care what's happening right now. She still did nothing wrong to herself. I don't care if it's obvious. It's never going to be obvious to her.
All that fast talking and um, looking for somebody to rub your back and tell you you're right. Mm-mm. Bama said all her mirrors are broken, vibe. Or they must be some type of circus mirror, funhouse mirrors. I don't know. But like Nitty said, even if she do look in the mirror, even if any narcissist, not just her, but any narcissist look in the mirror, they still not gonna find no flaw about them. They're not gonna see no wrong in nothing they say or do. It,
Nothing.
it just don't work like that for them. Vibe
Oh,
said, right, demons probably don't have reflections.
mm,
Hmm.
that's definitely demonic. Extremely demonic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
But she has all of the traits, the arrogance, the attention seeking, the entitlement, controlling, manipulative, lack of empathy, envy,
No
definitely envy.
boundaries. No
Yeah,
boundaries
none
whatsoever.
whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
You know,
That's crazy.
all of the traits she has them, um, and we could clearly see them. Clearly, she's a charmer. She charms all those people in her chat over there. She charms them.
Hmm.
Um, she berates people. blames everything on everybody else. And we've seen her ghost a lot of people. As soon as she loses control, she just ghosts or discards them. So
Mm,
we see a lot of the traits. But once again, um, when you experience narcissism, you have to allow other people to see the mask fall.
mm-hmm.
Because if you try to accuse these people, um, they have a way of making you look like you are a liar. So
Yeah.
you just
So
have to let them expose themselves.
exactly. Yes, you do. Because you're not going to really, like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it, you're not gonna get nowhere. You're
No,
not, because they don't have empathy, which means they don't have understanding. So no matter how you dress it up and try to put it, it's not going to penetrate. You're going to
nope.
find yourself exhausted, drained. It just pulls on you and takes your energy to a whole nother level of something else when you're dealing with these type of people. And Nitty and I, we're speaking from experience.
That's right.
I almost lost my life behind a narcissist. Okay.
Mhm.
Like, it gets really real. It's really no joke.
Yeah. I mean, think about how many times we look on the news and we see some kind of domestic situation. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't always have to be between um, a male and or a female. I mean, you have some children who actually, take out their parents, and some
Yeah.
parents will take out their kids, all because of lack of control, or because they couldn't control you anymore, or because you have abused a person to a point where they just want to get rid of you. I mean, it's real. It's real life.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who escapes any type of VV situation, I mean, it's a blessing. If you can like get away, get away.
Yeah. And I pray anybody who's dealing with something like that can get away, because the way the statistics are wrote up, 9 times out of 10, a lot of us don't get away safely with our lives.
That's right.
The ones that have, and I'm one, that have, it's a blessing, and so I don't take that lightly. But we
And then
just
you think about the mental control she had over those girls.
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, that's one of the hardest things to get away from, is that emotional abuse. I know
Hmm.
for me, I wasn't so much physical. It wasn't so much physical for me.
Yeah.
But that emotional thing, it kept me there for years.
Hmm.
And I can see that with these girls. Just the emotional abuse, the guilt trips, all of the obligation, you know, mm, it
And
was a
that
big.
emotional abuse is really hard to break from, because the narcissist knows how to pull on your heartstrings
Oh,
and
they
make,
know. That's right.
make you feel, obligated
Obligated. Yeah,
to stay in that toxicity and that cycle of abuse.
that's right.
It's
Make
mental abuse too,
that's right.
because they're playing with your head, and they have
Exactly.
a way of doing it. They know what to say, how to say it, when
Hmm.
to say it, and it just makes you feel like, on a guilt trip, so to speak, when you try to, make that exit and get away from these types of people. It makes you very emotional. You feel like you have to stay, you have to coddle them, you have to hold their hand, you have to help them. They make you feel sorry for them, pity
Yeah.
them.
Oh, say things like, "After all I did for you, and you gonna leave me."
Right.
I mean, and then you looking like, well, shucks, you supposed to do that for me. I was your child. I mean, it
Mm,
don't mean I can't leave you.
right.
It's just rough. dealing with a person like that is rough.
Hmm. And then when you love the person like that, you know what I'm saying? You truly love them. And in this case, this is their mom. So
That's right.
we know that they love their mom, you know, and so that makes it even more hard and strenuous and emotional um with a situation like that, you know.
Yeah,
It
that's
really
harder.
is.
That's harder than leaving a marriage or
Yeah,
boyfriend, girlfriend. That's hard. That's your mom. That person gave birth to you.
right.
It's hard to
Right.
believe a person who could give birth to you could hate your character, you who you are so much, and they came from you.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
yes, I did say the word hate because technically these people, well, maybe I won't use that word. Maybe that word is a little harsh, but they don't like you. They don't like anybody.
yeah, they dislike, you know, the dislike is at a high level. Yeah. So that has to be really hard when it's a parent that's exhibiting narcissistic traits and is a narcissist, you know, because who wants to cut your parent off, your mom or your dad, you know? But you have to make that decision to do so for your mental health and your well-being, you know. You have to let that air out and give that some space. So when a person finally stands up to something like that and decides that they're not gonna, you know, take it anymore, or they calling the thing, and it is what it is, that takes a lot of strength. That's a strong person. That's not weak by far.
Oh
You
no,
have to be strong to deal with people that act like that. You can't be weak at all. They're gonna eat you up, and you gonna find yourself down in the devil's pit with them.
that's right.
So, wow. It's sad all the way around. You know, I wish both parties, all parties involved, the best, because that's a
Yes.
hard situation when it's dealing with parent versus child or children, you know, or vice versa. That's hard. That's very personal, you know. And that's why I said I hate that that came to the internet, but it did. You know, the same way you want to be dragging somebody, I guess you got drugged today. You know, I guess your business got put out. You want to be exploiting somebody else's business, I guess yours got exploited.
Hmm.
And we don't know when God is going to lower the boom. We just
Mm, mm,
know
mm.
that he sits high and he looks
It looks
low.
low.
And when it's your time, it's your time. And we all know that ain't no whooping like the one he can give us.
That's right.
We can sit here and cuss each other out and go low and talk all crazy. That's fine. But let God do what he gonna do to you. Ain't nothing worse than that one right there.
And you
So,
know what I hope?
hmm,
I hope that, I know that they did a lot of stuff out here on these streets. I know they said a lot of hurtful things to people. I mean, a lot of evil stuff took place. You know,
yeah.
I just hope they give these girls a little grace. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because when you're under that, it's almost like you're under a spell when you deal with these people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you'll go against your own morals at times when you're dealing with people like this. It's just that I don't even understand how to scientifically explain it, except it is a demonic stronghold because
Right.
you will do things that you won't normally do when actively dealing with these people. And that's not to make an excuse because it's really not an excuse, but it can happen. So I
Right.
hope a little grace is given to these young ladies because it took a lot for them to come out. I mean,
Absolutely.
they had to totally tear down the facade
Right.
because it wasn't just a facade from the mother, but it was a familial, the whole family. It was a whole,
Mm-hmm.
facade they put out here in the street. And so it took a lot to just tear it down and expose what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
They you as when you expose, you risk a lot of backlash.
Right.
You risk your own people turning against you because people believe the narc.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's a double-edged sword for them because they came out here with a lot of abuse themselves. But at the same time, you should be able to understand it if you think about it because they just putting out what they got, a
Mm-hmm.
learned behavior.
Yeah.
So some people not gonna like what I just said, but um, I'm just saying, just please, it
Well,
is
we
what it
not
is.
we not targeting nobody. We just talking.
Yeah,
Um, I don't have a dog in none of these fights that's going on or that went on
me
today.
either, girl. That's
You
right.
know, to be honest, I feel bad for all parties. I hate to see that went down like that, but it is what it is, like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Karma is a mofo. You can't sit up and just dog people out and but at the same time your life is imploding when you hit the end button and you get your behind up off of this social media. You trying to have some type of made up fantasy life in front of all these people on
Yes,
the internet, and it's making you feel empowered, like you have the right to come out here and tear the next person down when you don't. Get your
mm-mm.
life in order. You know what I'm saying? Tell us about what's going on in your life. Be honest about that. Be transparent. It might help somebody. You never know. But to sit up and make it like it's a fantasy and everything is so prim and proper and perfect, when at the end of the day, none of us lead perfect lives. Okay? We
That's
all got
right.
some kind of something going on. All of us. Come out here and talk about that.
That's right. Talk about what's really real. What's really real, you know?
Vibe said, being a child of foster care, I can understand a lot of dynamics in this situation. Yeah, yeah. Oh
Mm.
my goodness. Vibe said, this woman is so terrible. She's actually living off of hatred. She's fueled by it, in my opinion. Any narcissist, not just her, they're fueled by it. And they have no, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They can't even tell that they're being hateful. They're so disattached from reality and what's going on around them. They don't even know how hateful that they truly are. Like what I went through with the person that my ex, he had no couth, it was no level that he wouldn't go to get me to do what he wanted me to do.
That's right. Yes. Hmm. Exactly.
Like they stop at nothing.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about, Vibe, when I said that word earlier. Um, living off of hatred. You're just unhappy people. Just straight unhappy people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess we'll wrap it up. We just wanted to come out here and chit chat a little bit. Like I said, this is a triggering thing, you know, for people that may have went through narc abuse before. You know, we don't like to see other people going through it. So, you know,
Right,
it
right.
just takes you aback a little bit. But, you know, like I said, we don't have a dog in the
Dog in
fight
this fight. That's
at
right.
all. And, you know, this live wasn't to attack anybody either way. We're just speaking about narcissistic personality disorder and everything that goes along with it, since the oldest daughter did call her mom a narcissist. So,
Strictly educational.
yeah, exactly. So, thank y'all for joining us tonight. If you could please hit that like button on your way out. Shout out to my replay gang. Please leave a comment. If you have anything that you would like to say to me, go ahead and hit that comment section up. And thank y'all for joining us. I hope you guys have a good night. It's what, today is Sunday. This weekend went by so freaking fast. Like,
Yeah.
dang, tomorrow's Monday. This month is going by fast. This year is going by fast. It's just crazy. But anyway, thank y'all for joining us. Vibe said great live, Narc. Thank you so much. We just wanted to step out here and just, you know, talk about things we've went through and just chit chat a little bit about what's going on out in these YouTube streets. But anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you, Nitty, for joining me tonight. It's always a pleasure hearing from you.
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, then. Peace out. Y'all have a good night. We out.